It was a lucky shot, but we'll take luck any day.
Hi, folks. We have a fun program for you today. Tracy Liskey, who is a grouse guide supreme and a longtime pro gun dog trainer, and he guides in primarily the UP of Michigan for rough grouse. We've been exchanging emails for quite some time about getting together for a hunt and filming a hunt with Tracy. We were finally able to put that together this past November, and what a great time we had. Tracy had come down from the UP where he was finished with his season there, and bad weather drove him south. So I flew into Saginaw, Michigan. Tracy picked me up there, and we stayed fairly close to Saginaw, and we hunted some of the gyms area in that area. That's the Grouse Enhancement Management Site areas. So this was a lot of fun. We had Al Stewart, who is a very well-known grouse and woodcock biologist from DNR, join us. He's outstanding in his field. He's known actually all over the world for his work. So that was quite exciting to have Al join us. So we're gonna go on a grouse hunt with Tracy and Al. Enjoy. Bird Dogs Afield, presented by Native Performance Dog Food, providing performance diets for the canine athlete, and brought to you in part by RST, manufacturers of short chamber low pressure shot shells. Mud River Dog Products, fundamentally changing the expectations of the hunter and dog enthusiast. Pete Shoe Dryer, inventor of the footwear dryer, takes on the nuisance of foot odor.
Now, have you been over into this part of it?
I haven't been over. I haven't been to any of it in years.
Okay.
So I used to hunt actually right here and along the flooding quite a bit. This run right down through there, but I haven't hunted here for a little bit. But yeah, if you take that one, I guess we'll take this trail here and try to meet up and head that way. Okay. Ooh. Not yet. Ooh. Okay. I like to use a dog bell just because of the tradition of being able to hear the dog, understanding how the dog moves. The bell slows down, you know the dog has some scent. The bell is going fast, means he's covering the landscape a little bit. And then when the bell stops, we know we have a point. So hopefully today we'll have a chance to find some grouse. It's really windy today, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult than normal in finding some grouse in this kind of cover, I believe. I think the dog is just up right over here. We'll have to go check on and see how he's doing. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's something. I thought we did too. At least a woodcock. So in this area, we have a small opening, and we're surrounded by young aspen, young forest, and working with partners, we've been able to plant fruit-bearing shrubs like hawthorns and crab apples. And we've done that in partnership with the Rough Grouse Society, the American Woodcock Society, and a number of other conservation groups here in Michigan. Michigan United Conservation Clubs has actually helped to organize group outings where people come and help us plant these shrubs. And here's an example of one. You can see the fruit right here, and grouse and other songbirds really like to come into this and feed on these. And actually, these are just young shrubs, but you can see the fruit here, and you can see where there was additional fruit earlier, and the birds have come in and started to feed on these. So this is an example of the partnerships that we have when we do work for rough grouse and American woodcock and wildlife here in Michigan. What we do know about grouse is grouse are where you find them, and sometimes they're not there either. And we're trying to locate that secret hotspot right now. Get up in there. Come on.
A quick break for a sponsor's message. we'll be right back with more Michigan grouse hunting.
Hi folks, our dogs work very hard for us. They need and deserve a high performance dog food. My choice is Native. Native has been formulated for the canine athlete. It has none of the low value, hard to digest fillers such as soy, corn, wheat. It has only high grade chicken and high grade digestible grains. It comes in 4 levels of fat and protein. Each level is formulated for the stress and activity level for your dog at that time. Make the switch today. Your dog will be happy, and so will you. Hi friends. You know, whether you're a hiker, hunter, jogger, walker, all of those activities create sweat and moisture in your footwear. That moisture leads to bacteria, mildew, mold, all bad things for your feet. To eliminate that moisture, you need a peat shoe dryer. The new PowerCell Peat eliminates that moisture and creates a better atmosphere for good foot health.
This is a good place to find rough grouse. We've got some conifers behind us. We've got some red maple here that have been cut. We've got the aspen off to the side. We're coming down into the lower edge where there's a wetland, brushy area, some tag alders. And that's a nice combination, a nice mix where you might expect to find rough grouse. When you look at the aspen that's out here, you can see that it's about 6 years old, probably cut in 2011, and it's really ideal for woodcock right now, and it'll be coming into its own for rough grouse within the next few years. There's a good avenue. Whoa. Good dog. Whoa. Okay. Well, we had a good point there, solid. Yeah, he works grouse pretty well. He's cautious. We could hear the bell, just slow down as he got closer. Then he locked on the point, and then the bird, I think, has walked off on him, and then we worked along. He was birdie as we moved along, but then as we got to this edge of the cover, I think the grouse actually flushed out ahead of us. So unfortunately, we were close, but as they say, no cigar.
Bird Dogs Afield, brought to you in part by Wood & Stream Outdoor Footwear, outfitting adventures since 1957. Visit woodandstream.com for a dealer near you. Canine Active, providing safe, non-toxic pain relief for your dog. Merkel Shotguns, robust, reliable, and intuitive. That's what matters most when every split second counts.
So we're going to walk into here, this little older aspen than what we hunted this morning, and we're going to keep the sun on our right shoulder, kind of walk back up in there, and then put the sun on our back and head towards the logging trail that's back in there and make a big circle and come back out here. Whoa, he's not sure, but whoa, no, whoa. You stay out on the trail, I'll walk around this way. He's not sure what's there. Okay. Easy, easy. Easy. Well, that looked pretty promising for a minute. Well, this dog that we're running now is Bry. He's a young English setter. He's a pretty good grouse dog. He actually belongs to my son. And my son has to work, so he lets me work his dog on grouse. So it's a great relationship for me. Ooh. Okay. Easy. Huh. Well, I thought I heard one, and then there could be another one. Ooh. Ooh. We'll take a path on that one. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Easy, easy. What do you got? Yeah, as we were walking along the trail back to the car, we had a bird flush wild off to our right, and traveled out into the woods here, more open woods. And as the dog came back around, he pointed where the grouse had been, and then we walked up into the woods where we thought the grouse might be, and the dog went on point again, and we were kind of excited that we might have nailed the bird, but when we got up there, there was no bird to be found. So it's another bird that in this open cover may have run off, or we're thinking it may even have flown up into a tree and then traveled off from there. But the bird that we saw along the road, this bird, as it flushed, I heard it flush but didn't quite see it. Jim saw it actually fly, and it came out of a place right under a big oak tree where there were lots of acorns. So again, looks like we're going to be needing to look for acorns or places where the birds are feeding for acorns, which is in a little more open woods. And we'll start to look in some of those areas soon.
Ella was a little slow out there today.
Yeah, it was. We covered some really good habitat. We, had great dog work, and we had a couple of points, but they just eluded us.
It was a great day, and a great day for the grouse because they won today.
The grouse won today, no question about it. They put a lot of trees between us and them.
Exactly. Well, tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
And it's time now to wrap up our day and go out and have a nice dinner. We'll wake up in the morning and give it another go.
Sounds good to me. I got to give the dogs, they work pretty hard. I got to give them some food, and then we'll get out and have dinner for ourselves.
Sounds great. Okay.
All right.
Thanks for a great day.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
A quick break for a sponsor's message. We'll be right back with more Michigan grouse hunting. Hi folks, Merkel is my choice for a shotgun. Whether it be simple backyard clay shooting or competitive clay shooting or upland bird hunting, Merkel is spot on. You throw it up to your shoulder, it's always right there. Merkel is known for its elegant, high-performance shotguns. The new 40E field grade shotgun is offered at an attainable and an affordable price. The Merkel shotgun is robust, reliable, and intuitive. That's what matters most when every split second counts. Check out Merkel today. You won't be disappointed. That concludes day one, grouse hunting in Michigan with Al Stewart and Tracy Liskey. We had a beautiful day. Day two is much different. Rain, sleet, snow, kind of a nasty day, but we had more grouse action.
So if we were going to go woodcock hunting, I would stick out the woodcock silhouette early so that we could attract them into our area, and then it would make it a lot easier for the dogs to find them. And then something else that's pretty successful is to be able to put some bait out, some gummy worms, and if you spread them around like this, You do this the night before, where you're going to hunt an area, and then you'll get a lot of woodcock to come into the area, and then you'll be able to find them with your dogs the next morning. So it's great fun woodcock hunting. And unfortunately, the season is closed, so we won't be able to do that today.
One of the reasons you would want to hunt in Michigan, or it makes Michigan attractive to hunters, is there's over 10 million acres of land open just for hunting. We have a lot of other public land, but there's over 10 million acres open for hunting here in the state. And you know, that's equivalent to the whole land mass of a number of states in the east. Probably like 10 Rhode Islands or a couple of Massachusetts. And it's the whole land mass. So it's a great place to come and hunt, and we're going to have the opportunity to do some of that right now.
I want to introduce our guest at the Wild Wing Lodge, Wild Wing Outdoors. Let's try Wild Wing Outfitters North. And this is Gage Liskey and his father Pat Liskey, my brother, along with George Klein from Ohio, an avid sportsman.
Yep.
One of their cutbacks.
I'm with you, Al. I'm with you. All right, go ahead. Get a double point here, or an honor.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't keep up. I gotta get up there. How'd you make out, Al?
Good, good. We got a bird down here.
Oh, fantastic.
Right, Dipper, Dipper, Dipper. Yeah, good dog. Oh, good dog. Attaboy. Good dog. Good dog. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good dog. Good dog. Yeah. Here we go. It's a little bit wet from the dogs right now.
Oh,
Nice
fantastic.
bird. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh,
Nicely done, Al.
good shooting, Al.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful,
That was
wonderful.
great.
That
Another
was
great
awesome.
hunt.
Boy, I'll tell you, there's some good dog work there. We had a divided find or an honor. I'm not sure what we had. And then that bird started running, I think, right?
Oh yeah, no, it ran, and Bry kept kind of working it, pointing it, working it, and we got down in here. He pointed, and then it flushed up off to the side here. So we were. It was a lucky shot, but we'll take luck any day. Good dog.
One shot, one kill.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is. You can look at it here. You can see the band on the tail. You know, the black band that goes across. It's interrupted there on the central two tail feathers. Now, that could tell you that it's a male or a female, but we move up here on the upper tail coverts and we see one dot. If there were two dots, then we would know that it was a male. It only has one, so it's a female. I like to remember that part by saying, if it's two dots, a male has two testicles, and if it had two dots, then it's a male. And this only has one, so it's a female. So, you know, it's a nice bird. We're just excited to be here and been able to connect today with actually the one bird that we had pointed and flushed today. So one for one. That's a nice way to start the morning.
Every wild bird like this is a trophy.
Oh, it is. These are, you know, that's why grouse are, you know, such a unique bird, is that they are trophy. And, you know, every time that you can find a bird or come across a bird,
that's great. And then if you have the opportunity to shoot one, that's outstanding. I mean, that's why we have you know, the point counters or the flush counters, because it's like counting coup. We don't anticipate seeing birds and we don't anticipate shooting birds, but so we count what we saw and where we were. So the larger one for me is red, that represents grouse, and the smaller one is blue, and that represents woodcock. So you know, it's pretty exciting to be here, and it's always nice to be out hunting with friends.
It's good to have you as our guest, Al.
Thank you. All right. When you're out, you always have to trust you really always have to trust your dog. You think you know it, but the dog really knows. And this is a classic example of needing to trust your dog. The dog was pointing, then working slowly, then pointing again. And we were able to follow up. He finally nailed the bird and got to set tight. And we were able to flush it. So trust the dog. Rule number 1.
This looks good. This looks real good right here. We got a point and a back right here. Well, go in on it, Al. I'm with you. Another point right here.
So well, why don't you start with Tracy, because he's the one who said he thought he heard a bird flush. So
I heard a flush about a minute before they came in and went on point, and didn't think much about it, but that was, I think, the bird that they had been working and that they had pointed the hot spot there. And then moved on.
Yeah, I think, you know, Bry came in and pointed and then said, boy, there's not scent here, and moved up. And Eve came in a little further up, locked right on point, and then Bry backed her, and then, you know, that was just before that is when Tracy had heard the bird flush. So I think those are the birds, and I think we were just close, and they jumped up, you know, ahead of us 20, 30 yards and took off. So
in addition to Tracy's pointing dogs, he has a very nice English cocker. He often will use it to go in for the flush and the retrieve. However, he also uses it on road birds. You know the old story about road birds. You see them, you walk in on them when they go into the woods, and you hardly ever get a shot. Tracy sends in the English cocker, and the hunters follow, and he always gets a flush out of that cocker, and typically a shot. I didn't have a cover for my camera, and the weather was getting pretty bad. I couldn't afford to take the camera in too far and get it wet. So I filmed a little bit of it, but Tracy puts the cocker down on a road bird. The fellows go in and follow it, and they do get a nice flush. In fact, it's right in front of the hunters. Little confusion as to who is supposed to shoot then, so they didn't get a good shot at the bird, but the cocker does a great job. So we're going to see part of it. So take a look.
You guys ready? Pull.
Is this where we'll swim?
Yeah, Pat said you can run a little one. You guys split up a little bit. One right and one left.
He's got it. He's got it right there. Yeah.
I'm Tracy Liskey, owner and operator of Wild Wing North Outfitters. We specialize in wild bird hunts in wild places. That said, we have wonderful dogs. We specialize in having great accommodations, wonderful food, very much similar to the southern plantation lifestyle in the quail hunts, but only up north, hunting wild birds, wild grouse and woodcock in Michigan's wild country. That said, I'm up here for 6 weeks minimum, training dogs and scouting, getting reports from the Michigan DNR, who I have close ties with, as well as the paper companies, to find out where the good habitat's at. And while we're training dogs, we're scouting and finding where the birds are at. We welcome people to bring on their own dogs to hunt with us, and I have wonderful guests that have brought their dogs for years to hunt with me. As we go throughout the season, we're changing our spectrum and looking for birds, because the birds have different seasons. And grouse and woodcock hunting is a true science, and I am a student of the game, and it is my lifelong ambition to show people wonderful hunting in the wild Michigan outdoors.
We want to thank Tracy Liskey for hosting us on that hunt. Tracy is certainly Grouse Guide Supreme, and Al Stewart for joining us. He's the upland bird specialist for DNR, state of Michigan. We had a great time. We had some action. It was a little slow, but Tracy emailed me a couple of days after I got back and said in those same covers, he had 16 flushes in one day. So a lot of birds there. And also in the UP where Tracy normally guides, he has a lot of flushes in a day there. So call Tracy or contact him and check out a grouse hunt with Tracy. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thanks for watching, and I hope to meet you in the field someday. Bird Dogs Afield, presented by Native Performance Dog Food and brought to you in part by RST Shot Shells, Mud River Dog Products, Pete Shoe Dryer, Wood & Stream Outdoor Footwear, Canine Active, and Merkel Shotguns.